Hello guys, and welcome once more to mathematics class. And of course today we are looking at inequalities. We're going to be looking at inequalities. Okay, so do not forget that these lessons, these tutorials, these episodes, they are brought to you by the O3 Schools JAMB CBT practice application. I know a lot of my students will say, Master T, it has been a long time you taught mathematics. All right, so okay, we're back to we're always teaching. Okay, it's our work, so we always have to do it. All right, so this topic is missing from the syllabus, okay, for WAEC and JAMB, so I'm adding it so that it will be complete. Okay, so these tutorials are brought to you by the O3 Schools JAMB CBT practice application. If you have made a decision that you want to pass your JAMB exam at once, then you must get that application on your phone. All right, we will talk about the app in a moment. Let us see a question from the app. Okay, this is a 2000 question, year 2000, number 17. Year 2000, number 17, being displayed on your screen right now. This is a question that borders on graphical inequalities. So it said the solution of the simultaneous inequalities 2x minus 2 less than or equal to y and 2y minus 2 less than or equal to x is represented by, okay, you are seeing A, you are seeing the graph, seeing B, and you see C and D also. All right, so we're looking for what? Which of this graph is represented by what? By these simultaneous inequalities that have been given to us in the question. Okay, so we'll come back to this question and many more questions, okay, from this application at the end of the class and not before, or even as we are going, because mathematics starts to be is progressive. We will solve on the go. Okay, so as we continue, we're going to see questions on what? On inequalities from this application. I'm going to solve them together and we'll understand everything that has to do with inequalities. All right, and of course, do not forget to download the app from Play Store. The app is available for on your Android phones. Okay, it's also available on your iOS. Okay, your iPhones. It's available for your laptops. Okay, it has all the past questions that you need for your exam, so you don't need to bother about past questions. Just go to practice for UTME. Practice for UTME. That's where you see all your past questions. UTME is the exam you are writing. JAMB is the body that's conducting the UTME that you are writing. So you don't write JAMB, write UTME. Okay, so then also we have what? A classroom. In that classroom, there's a JAMB syllabus for all the subjects, and then there are lecture notes structured according to that JAMB syllabus. What's more, we also have what? The question search feature, where you can search for question according to topic. So now, if you go to inequality, just like the way I'm doing right now, I'm showing you a video, just go to question search. I'm clicking on question search, and then I'm typing inequalities. I'm going to selecting mathematics, and then I'm going to inequalities. And then once I select, once I choose inequalities, and I click on it, I'm going to see questions, all the years that JAMB has set question on inequalities. So that's how the question search feature is very useful, okay, to students. All right, so please ensure you make most of it, because after learning about a particular topic, it's good you solve questions so that you understand how an examiner is setting his question. All right, making the exam very easy for yourself. Then what's more, there's a mock challenge on the app every Saturday. In that mock challenge, all students who are on the app come to the application to compete with each other to win prizes and to get used to JAMB past questions, likely exam questions, and to familiarize with themselves with how JAMB set their question. Okay, and after the mock exam, you see your result released. So if you want to participate in that mock exam, go to UTME challenge. UTME challenge. Okay, to access the exam. Okay, so ensure you download the application and ensure you activate it. Activation fee is not up to the price of rice and chicken in a good restaurant. So do not be stingy to yourself. This is your future. The first step to passing your JAMB. So the first step to getting admission is passing your JAMB. If you fail JAMB, you forget about admission, you go and preparing for next JAMB, but it is never your portion. And it is never the portion of any student of all three schools. All right, so let us go to inequalities. So what are inequalities? Okay, what are inequalities? Okay, these are contact number on WhatsApp 09121515246. Okay, if you need the application on your phone, okay, you can go to Play Store. If you need it on your iPhone, you can go to App Store. But if you need it on your laptop, just send a message to this number on WhatsApp. And if you have downloaded it, you want to activate it, send a message to this number on WhatsApp also, and we will direct you on how to activate it. Okay, so inequality. So we say unequal. Okay, if you look very well, it's sounding like what? equation, something like what? Equation, something like equality. Okay, it's sounding like equality, but there is an unequal. Somebody say unequal. There's an unequal present, showing that what this is not an equation. Oh, it is not an equation. Okay, it is not an equation. It is not an equation. It is an inequality. Okay, that's why we say that what inequalities, they are expressions that are used for comparing what two values. Okay, inequalities, we say inequalities are expressions used to what? To compare two values. Okay, we call them what? Expressions. They are not equations. They are not equations. They are what? They are expressions. Okay, or we say inequalities, they are mathematical. We can call them mathematical expressions. We can call them mathematical expressions represented using inequality signs. Okay, they are mathematical expressions that are represented using inequality signs. They are not equations. Okay, that means in inequality, okay, we can compare between two or more values. We can say, let's say, for example, your friend has, you have 4 pens, 4 biro. Okay, you know that time when you're in primary school now, you don't buy biro for nothing, be stealing biro set. Okay, let's say for the week, you have achieved 3 or 4 pens plus your own. You now have 5 pens. Let's say you have 5 pens. Okay, let's say you have 5 pens, and then your friend who is also in the habit of thieving pens, okay, and achieving other people's pens, and the one he has now have a total of 3 pens. Okay, so you can say that what your pen, let's say you are a Mr. X and he is Mr. Y, you can say you have more pens than what? Mr. What? Y. You can say X is what? Is greater than what? Than Y. Okay, so X's pen is greater than what? Y's what? Pen. Okay, so that is inequality. It's showing that what? The number of pen that Mr. X has is different from the number of pen that Mr. Y has. Okay, so they are what? You are comparing the values. We are comparing the values, and it also means that what? That the number of pen that Y has is lesser than the number of pen that X has. Okay, so if you say Mr. X has 5 pens and Mr. Y has 3 pens, you cannot say the number of pens that X has is greater than the number of pens that Y has. Or you could say the number of pens that Y has is lesser the number of pens that X has. So it's just a way of us comparing what 2 or more values. We compare values to see which one is bigger. We compare values to see which one is smaller, or maybe the same. Okay, we compare values to see which one is what? Bigger. We compare to see which one is smaller. We compare to see which one is maybe the same. Maybe there's a reason why I'm putting maybe here. Maybe the same, because they are never what the same. Maybe the same. Okay, it's not equality. Okay, maybe the same, and but never what equal. But never what equal. Okay, but never what equal. That is inequality. Okay, so compare value to see which one is bigger, which one is smaller, which one is maybe the same, but never what? Never equal. All right. So I'm going to first of all, before we go ahead with that, let us talk about the inequality signs. Let us go to the inequality signs. Okay. Let us know the reason why I'm taking this class, like baby class, is because there are WAEC students here, there are also JAMB students here, and aside from that, okay, there are some JAMB students who are not really too strong when it comes to mathematics. All right, so please, because of them, I'm doing all of this. So just bear with us. If you know that you are a machine in maths, please bear with us. Okay, so please like this video. It's necessary that you like this video at this point. Please pause whatever you're doing. Pause the video now, like it. Okay, if you're watching from YouTube, if you're watching from Facebook, click on the like button. Okay, then click on the share button. Share it to your friends. Share it to your own Facebook page. Share it and say, come and join, or tag people to this class. So come and learn maths. So Master T is teaching maths. Okay, do that now for the next 1 minute. Okay, and let's continue. All right, so that is that. Let us look at inequality signs. The signs that we use when it comes to what? Inequality. Okay, and then number one, the first one we'll look at is what? Is greater than. Okay, this one is what? Greater than. It's called greater than. This one that goes like this is what's called greater than. All right, then the other one that goes like this is what? Less than. We say it is what? Less than. Then we now have the one that what goes like this and has a line underneath, an horizontal line underneath it. Okay, we call this one a greater than, greater than or equal to. Okay, so that greater than or what? Equal to. All right, then we now have what? Less than or equal to. Okay, so these are what? These are the inequality signs that what? That we have. Right? We have the greater than, we have the less than, we have the greater than or equal to, we have what? The less than or equal to. Okay, so now the challenge for most students is usually what? Hard. Sometimes they don't usually know which one is which one when it comes to this sign. Okay, if you are in that category, you can say hi in the comment section. Okay, there are some people who confuse what these signs. Okay, they don't really know which one is which. Okay, they don't really know which one is what is which, but I'll give you a way out. Okay, so this less than, if you want to write less than, you say it's less than abi. Okay, and less, if you see the way less is your L, the way you write your L is like this, abi. Some people write L like this now, abi. So less than. So from less than, you already know less than is already like this. Okay, that means you know that greater than will be what? Will be like this. Okay, that means less than or equal to also be what? Like this. Okay, and then greater than or equal to will be what? Will be like this. Very, very easy. Okay, so you can use less than to what? To remember what? This sign. These signs. Okay, just know that less, if you want to write early in less than, you write it like this. So this is less than. Okay, the other one is what? Greater than. Then again, there's a way we should remember that here. We use our right, we'll do a hand like this. For the right hand is what? Is greater than. Okay, so this is greater than, this is less than, this is greater than, this is less than. Your commander is speaking. Let's continue. So that is what? Those are what? The four signs that what we major on when it comes to what? Inequality. Okay, so let us progress. Let us progress. I haven't known the sign. So, for example, we can have something like this. X is greater than 10. If they say, if you are told that X is greater than 10, and then what values will satisfy this inequality? This inequality, I told you that X is greater than 10. It means that what? The values of X are values that are what? Above what? 10. Okay, 10 is not included because the values are greater. Okay, they are greater than 10. That means the values that will satisfy this inequality will be what? Like 11, 12, like that, up to what? 1 quintillion continuously to infinity. Positive values. Okay, positive values that are above 10 that will satisfy this inequality. If I now told that what? X is less than 10. Okay, what does that tell us? It tells us that what? That the values that will satisfy this inequality are values that are lesser than what? 10. Okay, so that means 9 will satisfy it, 8 will satisfy it, 7 will satisfy it. Okay, like that, up to what? Negative what? Infinity. Okay, so that is how it what? That is what this inequality what means. All right, it means it will what? The values that satisfy what this inequality will be what? Values that are lesser than 10. For this, it means values will be what? Greater than what? Than 10. Okay, so now also we can also have, for example, let's say X greater than or equal to what? 4. Okay, if I have X is greater than or equal to 4, it means that what? The values that will satisfy this inequality will be what? Values that are greater than 4 and 4 itself. Why is 4 is itself included? Because of what? Because of this what? Equal to. Okay, so this is greater than or what? Equal to. All right, greater than or equal to. So for that singular reason, it means 4 is included. And then values that are greater than 4 also are all included in this what? In this inequality. They will satisfy this inequality. Okay, so that means 5 will satisfy it. Okay, 7 will satisfy it. 11 will satisfy it continuously like that. Positive values that are greater than 4 will satisfy, that are what? 4 and greater than 4 will satisfy this inequality. Likewise, if you have S is less than or equal to 4, it means that what? Values that will satisfy this inequality are values that are what? Either 4 or values that are less than 4, but not more than what? 4. Okay, that means that what? Minus 1 will satisfy this inequality. Minus 100 will satisfy this inequality, and so on and so forth. I hope you are following. Okay, so this is how it works. Also, we can also compare negative values. You can say S is greater than or equal to minus 4. Okay, let me say minus 6. Okay, S is greater than or equal to what? Minus 6. Okay, so it means that what? The values that will satisfy these inequalities are values that are greater than minus 6, that are either minus 6, that minus 6 is included, for example. So values that will satisfy this what? Minus 6, because of this equal sign. That means minus 6 will be included because of this equal sign. Then the other values that will satisfy this inequality are values that are greater than minus 6. For example, minus 5, minus 4, 0, like that, positive values, okay, up to 4 positive values that will satisfy what? This inequality. Okay, so you can also say X is what? Is less than what? Minus 3. Okay, it's less than minus 3. It means that what now? Values that will satisfy these inequalities are values that are lesser than minus 3. That are lesser than minus 3. And what values are lesser than minus 3? In this case, is minus 3 included? No, because there's no horizontal rule underneath it. It is not equal to. Okay, so for that reason, the values that will satisfy this inequality will be what? For example, minus 2. Okay, sorry, not minus 2, that are lesser. Values that are lesser than minus 3. Minus 2 is bigger than minus 3. Oh. You see me say I nearly do write it up just now. So for example, minus 4 will satisfy this inequality, minus 5, minus 100, all of them, they will satisfy this inequality. Okay, because there are values that are lesser than what? Lesser than minus what? 3. Okay, so now I'll quickly show you something. When we get to number line, I will show you that. Okay, so also you can also have inequalities that have more than what? More than one inequality sign. Okay, expressions that have more than one inequality or sign. All right. For example, we can see something like this: minus 3 less than x less than what? 7. Okay, you can see something like this. We can find the values that satisfy these inequalities. Okay, in fact, it comes out in your exam, so you have to open your eyes. Okay, so we can look for values that are that satisfy this inequality. First of all, we have that we can split this inequality into 2, although we'll get to splitting of inequalities. Okay, if we want to split this inequality, let me just leave this one out. We'll come to splitting inequalities, and then we'll take it off from there. Okay, so let us not rush. All right, so now that will now take us quickly to splitting of inequalities. Let us learn how to split inequalities. All right, so if you want to split inequalities, the only important thing that is left for you to know is that the middle term always affects both sides, okay, of the inequality sign. Okay, the middle term always affects both sides of the inequality. Okay, for example, we have this side, we now have this side. Okay, so if you want to split this inequality, for example, we're going to have minus 3. Okay, you take this one down. This is the middle term. It will affect here. It will affect here. So minus 3 less than x. This is one inequality. You can call this one equation 1. Okay, let me just say 1 because it's not an equation; it's an inequality. Then here we're also going to have x is less than 7. This is 2. All right. So this is how we split inequality. We split down the middle, and the middle term, okay, affects both sides of the inequality sign. All right. So we have minus 3 less than x, and then now have x less than 7. All right. And if minus 3 is less than x, if minus 3 is less than x, what does it mean? It also means, I remember what I was telling you from the beginning. If minus 3 if I say something is less than something, it means that that other thing is bigger than the other thing. If minus 3 is less than x, it means that x is greater than minus 3. That means the values that will satisfy this inequality, okay, will be now? Values that are greater than minus 3. For example, minus 2 is greater than minus 3, minus 1 is greater than minus 3, they will satisfy this inequality. Then for this one also, s is less than 7. 7 is not included. Here, minus 3 is also not included. Okay, so I'm going to have now? Values that are less than 7, 6, 5, 4, continuing like that. Okay, up to what the negative what value. 7 is not included. Okay, so that's how what we split. We split down the middle, and the middle term usually what affects both sides of the inequality. Let us split more. Let us take some more examples on splitting of inequalities. All right, of splitting of inequalities. Okay, so we have one here. This one's very easy. Okay, having 2 less than or equals to x less than or equals to 10. So if we want to split this one, it's simple now. What do? We split down the middle. Okay, x will affect here, it will affect here. So I'm going to have 2 less than or equals to what? X as 1. Then I'm going to have s less than or equals to what? 10 as what? 2. Okay, so we have splitted them. All right, so this is what our inequality splitting. This one now does not involve us to solve anything. But the next example will make us to solve. Okay, let us take example 2, for example. Okay, from example number 2. Let's say we have minus 3 less than 7 plus 3x less than 12. Okay, so in this case now, it requires us to split. Okay, but it requires to split and then to find the values that will satisfy, the range of values that will satisfy this inequality. All right, so now you split down the middle after your inequality sign. Yeah, this is what the middle here. 7 plus 3s is your middle term. Your middle, therefore, find your middle term. Your middle term here, middle term. I'm not expected to write it out. Okay, but if you're a WAEC student, you can do that. 7 plus 3x. So now that's our middle term. So what do? We split. So you're going to have minus 3 less than 7 plus 3x. This will be our what? Our 1. Then the other one will be what? 7 plus 3x. 7 plus 3s less than what? 12. All together. So this is how we split. Now we can now solve because we need to simplify this. Now let's solve for the first one. This one is 2. If you want to solve this, minus 3 less than 7 plus 3x. Okay, this is what? Minus 3 here. This is 3s here. Let's say, for example, 7 is coming to join his brother here. Okay, it becomes minus what? Minus 7. So minus 3, then minus what now? 7 is less than what? 3x. Because minus 3 was here, plus 7 crossed the inequality sign. Just like we solve normally like we are solving an equation. Okay, so the same rule applies. Where it changes is when we are multiplying or dividing through by a negative number. All right, so the sign will change in that case, in that condition. Okay, but if we're collecting like terms, normally we do not do that. So now minus 3 is here. Plus 7 comes to join it, it will turn to what? Minus 7, then less than what? 3x. So minus 10. What is minus 3 minus 7? Minus 10 less than what? 3x. Okay. We can divide both sides by 3 over 3 over 3. 3 will cancel 3. So it means that what now? Minus 10 over 3 is less than what? X. Or we can say S is greater than minus 10 over 3. If minus 10 over 3 is less than S, it also means that S is greater than minus 10 over 3. Abi? Yes. So that is how it works. So we'll solve that first part. Okay? I'll solve that first part. Now, I'll quickly do something before I continue to the second part. All right? Some of us do not know how to add negative numbers. Okay? Once you just see negative number that we are going to add them, or multiply them, problem will start. You cannot be an O3 school student and that will be a problem for you. Something you're supposed to have learned in primary 1. But I will forgive you, and I'll just throw one more light on it. If you are multiplying signs, okay, negative times negative is what? It gives you positive. If you multiply a negative sign by a negative sign, you're going to have a positive sign. If you multiply a positive sign by a positive sign, I'm going to have a positive sign. If you multiply a negative sign by a positive sign, I'm going to have what? A negative sign. If you have what? A positive sign multiplied by a negative sign, I'm going to have what? A negative sign. So take note of what of this first. Okay? Now, when that comes to adding, it's very, very easy. Just bring your mind down and understand it. Okay? For example, if you have minus 3 plus 2, okay? There's minus at the front of the 3, there's plus at the front of the 2. In case you don't know, understand it, you know the quick they forget them. This is what you should do. Okay, just say minus 3 Okay, just imagine that the one that is having negative, imagine that you are owing somebody the money. See it as three. See this one as 3 naira. See most of you is money that you usually use to understand something better. Some of you, if you know the money for our family, we know they understand. Okay, so now just imagine that this minus 3, this 3 is 3 naira. Okay, it now means that what you are owing somebody. If you see minus at the front, it means you are owing somebody. So it means you are owing what, 3 naira. And then if you see plus at the front of a number, see it as money that is in your pocket, that you have, is your own. And you must pay. Okay, don't say I no go pay. What if I don't want to pay? You must pay. You get? So long there's a positive sign, okay, you must pay the money. All right. So now you are owing 3 naira, then you have 2 naira. If you pay 2 naira to the person, what will be left for you to pay? 1 naira. This 1 naira that is left, are you still owing it, or you are not owing any longer? If you see obviously from here, you have paid 2 naira. Out of 3 naira, you still be owing what? 1 naira. Okay, for that reason, you put minus. So it becomes what? Minus 1. Very easy, Abi. So if you have minus 5 minus 7, for example, you are owing 5 naira, okay, because you like borrowing very well. Borrowing is in your blood, okay? You now go again, borrow another 7 naira for Pomo, 5 naira for bonds, 7 naira for Pomo, okay? You are owing 5 naira. You now went to borrow 7 naira again. How much are you owing altogether? Okay, you see that we are owing a total of what? 12 naira. This 12 naira you are still owing. You have not paid. So, for example, if you have minus 7 plus 8, okay, you are owing 7 naira, then you have what? You're able to make 8 naira. You have 8 naira in your pocket, and you must pay. You won't go to say, if I don't want to pay everything, you must pay everything. Okay, so once you pay, what will be left? If you pay the person the 7 naira, what will be left? 1 naira will be left. That 1 naira, is it for you, or you are still owing? You are not owing again. That one is for you. So for that reason, it's positive. So you can use this analogy, this simple analogy, to do minus 1,000, minus 10,000 plus 800. You can use it to solve anything that has to do with adding negative number becomes very easy for you. All right. So let us leave that. I just wanted to throw more light on that. Then now the second part of the inequality that we have splitted, okay, is this 7 plus 3x is less than 12. Okay, so if 7 plus 3x is less than 12, all right, what do? Collect like terms. 3x will be less than, this is 12, plus 7 is here. It will cross to the other side onto what? Minus 7. So I have 3x is less than what? 12 minus 7 is what? Is 5. So divide both sides by 3, divide both sides by 3. So x is what? Less than 5 over 3. Okay, so these are the solutions of this what? Inequality. S is greater than minus 10 over 3, but less than what? 5 over what? Over 3. So the range of value. Okay, let me show you now how you can combine. You know we have splitted now. Let me now show you how you can now combine it now. Okay, we have what? S is greater than 10 minus 10 over 3. Okay, it means that what? Minus 10 over 3 is less than x. So you can say minus 10 over 3 less than x. But s is what? Is less than what? 5 over 3. Okay, less than s. Also what? Less than what? 5 over what? Over 3. Okay, minus 10 over 3 is less than s, but s is less than what? 5 over 3. So we have combined what? This is the range of value that will satisfy what? This inequality. All right, so it becomes very, very, very easy. All right, so that's how you split. You split down the middle. The middle term affects both sides of what? Of the inequality. All right, the middle term affects both sides of the inequality. Now let us see an example. They say list all integer values of x satisfying the inequality. Let us see another example. List all integers. List all integers. Okay. Either positive or negative. Okay, we're told to list all integers. I'm writing. Okay, how is it called it now? I'm reading the question out, so please be writing it. I don't know how to write it on the board. Say list all integer values of x satisfying the inequality. List all integer values of x satisfying the inequality. Okay, we're having minus 1 less than 2x. This is less than 2x minus 5 less than or equal to 5. Okay, so this is a question that also borders on what? On splitting. All right, so now let us go. If you want to split, you say minus 1 less than what? 2x minus 5. This is a 1. Then number 2, 2x minus 5 greater than or equal to what now? 5. Okay, is that correct? Very correct. All right, so this is what? Our 2. So we can now solve. Minus 1 is here. Let's minus 5 come and join his brother. So from 1, you have minus 1. Minus 5 is coming to join plus what? Now 5. It's crossing what? An inequality. Then less than what? 2x. Okay, minus 1 plus 5 is what? Is 4. Now, let us use that analogy now. You are owing 1 naira, you have 5 naira. You pay the guy, nobody 1 naira, you want me to make you they insult me. They owe me. You know how much my father is worth. I have 5 naira, you have 1, I'm owing 1 naira. You are shouting my name up and down. You pay the person, okay? You now have what? 4 naira left. Is it you that are you still owing the person? No, because of that, it's a positive 4 that is there. So you don't need to write that positive there. Then less than what now? 2x. Divide both sides by 2. That means that what? 2 is less than what? X. It means that what? S is greater than 2. Abi? If 2 is less than S, it means that S is greater than 2. That is good. Now let us go to the other one. The other side says 2x minus 5 less than or equal to what? 5. Let 5 go and join his brother. Okay, minus 5 is going to what? Join his brother. I thought to what? Plus 5. So 2x less than or equal to what? 5 plus 5. So 2x is less than or equal to what? 5 plus 5 is what? Is 10. So divide both sides by 2. Divide both sides by 2. 2 cancel 2. 2 here 1. 2 here what? 5. So that what? S greater than or equal to what? Now 5. Now we can combine the inequalities. They say x is greater than 2 here. Okay, it means that what now? If you want to combine both of them together, it means that what? 2 is less than what? X, but x is less than or equal to what? 5. We have combined the inequality. But what values will satisfy this inequality? Okay, it means that what? Values that are less than 2, okay, will satisfy this inequality, and then values that are what? Less than, that are 5 and less than 5 also will satisfy what? This inequality. Okay, so for example, 3 will satisfy this inequality. Okay, 4 will satisfy this inequality. Even 5 will satisfy what? This inequality. Okay, but what? 6 cannot satisfy this inequality. Can it? No. All right. So 6 cannot satisfy this inequality. So these values will what? Will satisfy what? This what? This inequality. 3, 4, and 5. Now let us see another question. Let us use the O3 School JAMB app this time. All right. O3 School JAMB app. This is 2000. Let us look at 2011 question. 2011 question number 19. Okay, let us solve a question from the O3 School JAMB app. For those of you who are saying, what have they do since? You just said they set time. They set time. Okay, so let us look at 2011. It is being shown on your screen right now. Okay, it is being shown on your screen right now. All right, 2011 number 19. 211 number 19. All right, so we're taught to what? To solve. We are seeing it minus 6 into what? X plus 3 less than or equals to 4 into what? X minus 2. I'll deliberately make a mistake in this part. I want you to spot it out. Okay, I want you to what? To spot it out. All right, I'll deliberately make a mistake. Okay, so I know what I'm doing. Before you think I don't know what I'm doing. So now what do we do? First, if we're having something like this, the first thing to do, we need to what? Open the bracket. Okay, open. So we need to what? Open this bracket. Okay, open the bracket. That means we are going to use these terms outside to multiply the terms inside the bracket. This term outside to multiply with this term inside the bracket before we now will solve. All right. So now let us do that. 6 times x is what? Is 6x. 6 times 3 is what? Is what? Plus 18. Are we following? Okay. I know some of you now will not have spot what the error. The error here is that what? It is not 6 that is multiplying this bracket. It is minus 6. Are we following? Okay. It is minus 6 that is multiplying this bracket. Okay. You can easily what? Now, the first time I solved this question, I actually made a mistake. That's why I brought it back out, and I'm deliberately making the mistake so that you learn from my mistake. Okay, I made a mistake the very first time I solved this question. I left the minus completely. I was solving, I was happy until I finished solving an answer that I not see the answer. I said, what is wrong? Wait till they happen. Why I go solve this simple question and I go see the answer? Hey. When I checked, I have moved the minus. So please be very careful. Okay, so you open the bracket with the term that is outside. The term that is not only 6, but minus 6. Okay, so now I open bracket minus 6. Minus 6 times s is what? Minus 6x. Minus 6 times plus 3. Minus 6 times plus 3. Plus 3. Minus times plus is what? Minus. 6 times 3 is what? Is 18. All together. Okay, that's why I was stressing what? How to what? Multiply. Okay, when you multiply what? Signs together. All right, that's why I stressed it. So minus 6 times plus 3 will give you what now? We give us minus what? 18. So I'm going to have minus 18. Then less than or equal to 4 times s is what? 4x. 4 times minus 2 is what? Minus 8. So you can solve. Now I collect like terms. Let's collect like terms. All right. So all the brothers of x will go to one side, and then all the cousins, okay, or that are not of x will go to the other side. So let us go. Now let's decide on which way you are going. Okay, let us say minus 6x. 6. Let's bring x to this left-hand side. Minus 6x. This is plus 4x. Abi is crossing. So it wants to what? Minus 4x. Abi then less than or equals to. This is minus 8 here. Plus minus 18 is crossing to come and join minus 8. Minus 18 is crossing. It wants to what? Plus 18. All right. So let us go. Minus 6x minus 4x is what? Minus 10x. You are owing 6 naira. Because you are borrow, you borrow under 4 naira. How much are you owing altogether? 10 naira minus negative. Okay, less than or equal to what? Minus 8 plus 18. Okay, you are owing 8 naira, but you have 18 naira. You are odogu, you have money. So you pay the person the motherfucking 8 naira. What will be left? 10 naira. That 10 naira, is it for you? Yes, now you still get time. So I'm going to have what now? 10. All right. So divide both sides by what? By what? Okay, you're having what? Minus 10 here. So divide both sides by minus 10. If I divide it by a negative number, the sign of the inequality will change. Okay, by minus 10. Minus 10 will cancel minus 10, leaving x. 10 over 10 is what? Is 1. Okay, but there's what? A minus here, so it becomes what? Minus 1. So you can say s is less than or equals to what now? Okay, no, because you are divided by a negative number, the inequality sign will change. Okay, if I am dividing by a negative number, the inequality sign changes. If I am multiplying through by a negative number, the inequality sign also changes. Okay, if I having less than before, it becomes greater than. If I having greater than or equal to before, it becomes less than or equal to. Okay, so that's what happens. So since we are dividing by a negative number, I'm going to what? The sign of this inequality will change to what? Greater than or equal to what now? Minus 1. All together. So s is what? Greater than or equal to minus 1. Very easy. All right. So let us check our options from the app. 2011 number 19. Option A says s is less than or equal to 2. B says s is greater than or equal to minus 1. C says x is greater than or equal to minus 2. D says s is less than or equal to minus 1. Correct answer is what? Option what? Option B. S is greater than or equal to minus 1. You see, say wicked people, they put the other one there. So if you do not change your sign here and you go and put this like this, you'll be wrong. Okay, so whenever you are multiplying through by a negative number, or you are dividing through by what? By a negative number, what happens is that what? The sign of the inequality will change to the other side. So let us go. Let's go to 2010 number 19. 2010 number 19 from the O3 Schools JAMB app. Let's go. It is being displayed on your screen. Okay, I'm just looking for it on my phone right now. I screenshotted the question. So let us go. 2010 number 19. 2010 number 19. It says here that what? Minus 6 less than or equal to 4 minus 2x less than 5 minus x. Okay, so this is a question that borders on splitting of inequality. So we have to split. Okay, let us split. We're told to solve the inequality. If I'm splitting, I'm going to have minus 6 less than or equal to what now? 4 minus 2x, it will be 1. Then I'm now going to have 4 minus 2x less than 5 minus x. This is 2. Abi? Yes. So let us do that. Let us solve this first case. Minus 6 less than or equal to 4 minus 2x. All right. So minus 6 is in this side. minus 2s is on the other side. Okay, so let us what now? Let us carry my 4 to come and meet minus 6. All right, or we can carry minus 2s and come here, and then carry minus 6 there. Anyone would like, we can do. All right, but we have to collect like terms. Okay, sorry, my marker is failing. We need to what? Collect like terms. Let us see. Collect like terms. So let us take minus 6 to the left, to the right, and take 2s to what? To the left. So minus 2s is crossing to this side. Oh, sorry. Let me get a marker, please. Okay, minus 2s is crossing to this side. I'm going to have I'm going to have plus 2x because it's crossing this sign of what? Inequality. We are going to have 2s then less than or equals to, this is 4, yeah? Minus 6 is crossing, it turns to what? Plus 6. So 2x is less than or equals to what? 10. Divide both sides by 2, divide both sides by 2. X, 2 cancel 2, s is less than or equals to 5. Okay, that is the first part of the inequality. Then we now have the second part, which is what now? 4 minus 2s less than 5 minus x. Let's do that. Let's do that. So I'm going to have 4 minus 2x less than 5 minus x. Abi? So now let us collect like terms also. Let's take minus 2s to that side and 5 here. So I'm going to have 4 minus, this is plus 5 here. If it is crossing, it turns to what? Minus 5. Then less than minus x. Then minus 2s is crossing, it turns to what? Plus 2x. So 4 minus 5 is what? Minus 1. Less than what now? Minus x plus 2s is what? Is x. You are owing 1 naira. Okay, 1x, but you have 2x. You pay. You still have 1x left. So s is what now? Minus 1 is what? Less than x. Or you can say x is greater than what? Minus 1. All together. So for the first part, there's x less than or equal to what? 5. And then on the second part, there's s greater than minus 1. Or what? Minus 1 less than s. So we can combine the inequality together. So I'm going to have what now? Minus 1 less than x. Okay? Less than what? Or equal to what? 5. All right? We can combine both together. Minus 1 less than x. Then x less than or equal to what now? 5. These are what our combined what answer. So let us see the options. A says, let's look for the one that has minus 1 less than s less than or equal to 5. Option B. Option B is very, very, very correct. All together. Hope you are following. All right, that is very good. Then now let us go. Let us go. I'll give you assignments here on this. Okay, I'll give you assignment on this. Please drop the answers in the comment section. Drop the answers in the comment section. All right. Drop the answers in the comment section. All right. So search for 2003 number 14 from the O3 Schools app. 2003 number 14. Search for 2008 number 17 also. Okay. Search for 2003 number 14. Search for 2008 number 17. Search for 2008 number 17. Now that will not take us to, let us look at another part. We'll talk about number line, but before we talk about number line, let us talk about absolute value, okay, of inequalities. How to find the absolute problems involving absolute value. Okay, you know, JAMB is not actually in your JAMB syllabus, but it's in your WAEC syllabus. But then JAMB may still ask you because it's something you are expected to know. So as usual, we do not leave any stone unturned. We try to make our videos very broad so that what you will not miss out of anything. So let us go. Let us go to problems involving absolute values. Problems involving absolute values. The only way you can get better is by solving a lot of questions. So you have solved a lot of questions. Okay, there's nothing that they want to set again. All right, there's nothing. They don't have anything to set again. All right, so problems involving absolute values. Okay, let's take an example. If you have example number 1, x like this symbol here, okay, it represents what? Absolute value. Okay, less than 4, for example. All right, what's expected of us is very easy. Okay, it means that we're supposed to write 2 versions. We are expected to write 2 versions of this equation, of this what? Inequality. All right, so how do we do that? You can say x less than minus 4 then x less than what? 4. Finish. These are the two versions we're expected to write. Okay, then we can solve. Very simple. So that's what absolute value. Whenever you see this sign, bang, bang, especially for WAEC students, if you see it, bang, bang, know that what you are expected to write two versions of the inequality. S less than minus 4. This is positive 4 before. S less than minus 4 and S less than what? 4. Positive 4. S less than minus 4 and S less than positive 4. These are the two versions. Okay, then you can solve. Are we together? Okay, so I'm not started to do number line. I'll show you that maybe in your WAEC, as a WAEC student, you may be asked to represent the answer in the number line. Okay, so I've not done number line, we'll get there. So you just come there, just say minus 4 plus 4. Okay, so it's not included since it's less than, it's going this direction. Okay, sorry, it's going this direction, it's not included. Then 4 also is less than 4. Okay, it's not included, it's going with this direction. Okay, in your number line, this is how it will look like. But we'll come to number line very, very soon. Now, let us take another example. Say, for example, we are given 2x minus 3, okay, greater than or equals to 8. All right, so what do we do? Yeah, very simple also. All right, so what we do simply is to what? Write two versions of this equation. I'll go to 2x minus 3 less than or equals to what? Minus 8. Then 2x minus 3 less than or equals to what? Plus 8. Then what you solve. Okay, for this first part, collect like terms, 2x. Sorry, for the first part now, for this first one, I'm going to have 2x minus 3, okay, greater than or equal to what? Minus 8. Minus 3 will go and join minus 8 there, so I'm going to have 2s less than or equals to what? Minus 8 plus 3. 2s is greater than or equal to, this is greater than or equal to what? Minus 8 plus 3 is what? Is minus 5. If I owe you 8 naira, you have 3 naira to pay. If you pay, you know go fit make mouth. You still be owing. So divide both sides by 2 by 2. 2 cancel 2. So x will be greater than or equal to what? Minus 5 over 2. All right. Then for the other part, 2x minus 3 greater than or equals to 8. So what do? Minus 3 go and join his brother. 2x is greater than or equals to 8. Minus 3 crosses it onto what? Plus 3. So 2x greater than or equals to 11. Divide both sides by 2. Divide both sides by 2. 2 cancel 2. That means s is greater than or equals to what? 11 over 2. So these are our two values. All right. You can plot it on the number line. All right. You can plot it on the number line. Okay. This is what? Your minus 5 over 2. Yes, 11 over what? Over 2. Okay. For the first part, they are both inclusive. So you are going to use a tick dot. Okay, but since they are both what? Inclusive, we are going to use what? A tick dot. Okay, but s is greater than 11 over 2. So this one point to this direction is greater than, but yeah, s is less than. Okay, s is also greater than minus 5 over 2. It's also will point to this direction. All right, so it's as simple as ABC. So I'll give you one assignment on this absolute value. Submit. Please drop your answer in the comment box. I'm not going to spend more time here. Drop your answer in the comment box. It's a 5 minus 3 absolute value 4x plus 1 greater than or equal to what? Minus 9. Somebody will say, now so they do. They will give us A, they will give us Z as assignment, okay? Before you start saying rubbish, okay? It's very easy. This is 5, oh. This one is assignment. So what you do, finish. We are writing for two versions. So instead of minus 9 here, you also write, you remove these two absolute signs and also write another version for what? For plus 9. Finish. And you solve. Okay? Also, let's look at... all right, that's okay. That's okay. Please just solve that and drop the answer in the comment section. Okay? Just say absolute value. In the comment section, say absolute value. Absolute value. This is the answer. Okay, on the first one I gave you, just put the headline, put the answer. I will tell you if I'm right or wrong. So let us now go to quadratic inequalities. Okay, before we talk about number lines. Okay, and then talk about graphical system. Okay, now quadratic inequalities. For if you do not know quadratic equation, all right, it will be difficult for you to understand this part very well. All right, but it's easy. It's very, very, very easy. So let me not scare you, nothing to be scared about. Quadratic inequalities is same thing as what? The knowledge of normal inequalities is useful here. Okay, so it's a quadratic equation. It's a quadratic expression because it's not an equation this time. All right, but then we're expected to solve it like a quadratic equation. And then what we now have what? Two values. okay, which are called the critical values or the critical points. Then we test those values to see if we are right or wrong. Usually, if you have that an inequality is greater than 0, okay, what does it mean? It means that what the values that are supposed to satisfy this inequality are what? Are positive values. Abi now, if you have that inequality is less than 0, it means that what the values that will satisfy this inequality are values that are what? That are negative. Abi, you say that inequality is greater than or equal to 0. It means that the values that will satisfy this inequality are 0, because 0 will be included, okay, and what? Positive values. Abi, if you say that inequality is less than or equal to 0, it means that the values that will satisfy this inequality are what? Are 0, because of this equal to sign, and what? Are 0 and what? And negative values. So don't put this and note this at what? At the left part of your left brain. Okay? So if I say an inequality is greater than 0, we mean that what? That the values that will satisfy that inequality will be positive values that are what? Positive. You say they are less than 0, values that are negative. You say they are greater than or equal to 0, both 0 and what? And positive values. You say they are less than or equal to 0, both 0 and what? And negative values. So that's how it works. So let us go to quadratic inequalities quickly. Because of time, this class is getting very long. But it is expected to be long, usually because of what we are doing here. It's a very long topic. Now, let's take an example. I'm giving x squared minus x greater than or equal to what? 12. All right, so this is what we are giving first. So what do we do here? Very easy. So we rearrange as if what is a quadratic equation. A quadratic equation has the form ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. All right. So the coefficient of s squared may not be there, it may be 1. Okay, if the coefficient of s squared is 1, it will be s squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Okay, so we are going to arrange the inequality to have what this form, okay, or what this form, depending on which one it is. Okay, so now let us rearrange this inequality. So I'm going to have x squared, then minus x, then this is 12 plus 12. If it crosses to this side, turn to what? Minus 12, greater than or equal to what now? 0. Simple as ABC. Then we solve just like a normal quadratic equation. Look for two factors so that once you multiply those factors together, they'll give you what? This what? C. Okay, they will give you 12. But when you add them together, you're going to have what? Minus x. Okay, look for two factors so that once you multiply them together, they'll give you 12. If you add them, they'll give you minus x. Those two factors are what? 3 and 4. But we need to pick our values very well, because we're looking for what values that you will add to give you minus x. Okay, that means that what? Minus 4 and plus 3 will work. Okay, minus 4 plus 3 will give you also what? Minus x. Okay, if you are owing 4 naira and you pay 10 naira, what will be left is 1 naira. So that will work for us. If you pick minus 3 and plus 4, it means that what? We are going to have what? Plus x, and it will not work with us here, because we're looking for a negative x. Are we together? So now let us go. So I'm going to have your x squared, then factorize your x squared, then minus what now? 3x, then plus 4x minus 12. Is it greater than equals to what? 0. Let's go. So I'm going to have what now? X into what? X. S squared divided by s is x. X divided by what? 3x divided by s is what? Minus 3. Then plus what now? 4 into x. 4x divided by 4 is x. 12 divided by 4 is what? Minus 3. Okay, let me clean this. Then what? You can close it. Greater than or equal to what? 0. You can decide to what? Put equal to here and solve and get your two values. All right. That means that what I'm going to what? Our value set will be what? You pick what? This x and this one outside and pick one from the box. So I'm going to have x plus 4, then x minus 3, greater than or equal to what? 0. That means that what? Our two values, our critical values, okay, will be what now? Because it's either s plus 4 is equal to 0 or s minus 3 is equal to 0. That means that if s plus 4 is equal to 0, what will be our x value? S will be what? Minus 4. Abi? If x minus 3 is equal to 0, what will be our what? Our x? Now s will be equal to what? Plus 3. All right. So now we can now draw. Okay. Here is our 0. Then to the left is our what? Our minus 4. Then to the right is our what? Is our 3. Okay, this point and this point. Now we're having 3 points on this on this number line. Okay, we're having 3 points on this number line. The first point represent values that are what? That are less than what? Minus 4. The second one represent values that are what? Greater than what? Plus 3. And then the third value, the third point, represent values that are between minus 4 and 3. Are we together? Okay, hope we are right with our, are we okay with this quadratic equation? Hope you are right. Let's check again. I think it's correct. Okay, for us to be able to have this inside the brackets the same, it means that we are very, very, very correct. So S is minus 4, or S is what? Plus 3. Now, let us go. Now, we have 3 regions here. Regions where the values of S are less than minus 4. Regions where the values of S are greater than 3. And region where what? Minus 4 and plus 3 are what? So region where S is between minus 4 and plus 3. Okay? So now, let us now test. We need to now do testing. We now test to what? To find the solution. We need to test. Okay? So these are what? Our equation. Let us use this one. This last point here. Let us use it to check whether what? Let us pick values between these points to test if it is actually greater than 0. Okay? Let us test the region that what satisfies what this inequality. So now, if we are picking a value that is less than minus 4, okay, what value can we pick? Okay? We cannot pick what? Minus 2. Minus 2 is greater than minus 4. We can pick minus 5 because minus 5 is what? Minus 5 is greater than what? Sorry, it's lesser than minus 4. Okay, we're picking values on this region. We're picking values that are lesser than minus 4. So minus 5. Let us put minus 5 for x here. So minus 5 plus 4 into minus 5 minus 3. Okay, let us go. Minus 5 plus 4 is what? Minus 1. I'm not going to do better again with you. So by now you should have understood that. Minus 5 minus 3 is what? Is minus 8. Minus 1 times minus 8 is what? Plus 8. Is it greater than 0? Yes. So you write yes for this point. That means that what? It satisfies what? The inequality. Okay? If you pick a value that is lesser than minus 4 here, it will give us a value that is greater than 0. Okay? So that is our first test point. Correct. Now let us pick a value between minus 4 and 3. 0 can go. Okay? Let us take 0. If you put 0 in this equation, let us clear this one now. Let's put 0. 0 plus 4x. So I'm going to have 0 plus what? Plus 4 into 0 minus 3. 0 plus 4 is what? Is 4. Times 0 minus 3 is what? Is minus 3. 4 times minus 3 is what? Minus 12. Okay? Does this satisfy this inequality? Is minus 12 greater than 0? No. It's lesser than 0. So here, we put big no. Now let us pick a value that is greater than 3. Okay? 3, 4. Let us take 4 for example. Let's put 4 here. If I'm putting 4 into this equation, I think it should give us a positive value. 4 plus 4, okay, times 4 minus 3. 4 plus 4 is what? Is 8. Times 4 minus 3 is what? Is 1. 8 times 1 is plus 8. Is plus 8 greater than 0? So yes. Okay, so that means that what? That the regions that satisfy these inequalities are the region where S, where the values of S are what? Are lesser than minus 4, and where the values of S are greater than 3, but not in between what? 4 and what? And 3. Okay, so first number 1, where S is what? Greater than what? 3, and where S is what? Less than what? Minus 4. Less than minus what? Minus 4. Okay, so these are the regions that satisfy this inequality. Okay, you can combine them together now. You can say, since S is less than minus 4, it is that what? Minus 4 is greater than what? X, and then is greater than what? 3. Okay, simple as A, B, C. Is there equal to? We have to be very sure if it's what? Equal to. Since it's equal to here, we will not throw away our equal to sign. We are going to put it back. It's greater than or equal to. So it will be less than or equal to. Less than, greater than, or what? Or equal to. Okay, greater than or equal to, greater than or equal to. So this will be our final value for this what? For this equation. For this, sorry, for this simultaneous what? Sorry, for this inequality, for this quadratic inequality, this will be our solution. All right, I'm getting tired already. So let us what? Speeding up. But I'll do another example. Okay, let us take a question from the app. Let us do another example so that we can be, or you can understand it better. I'll try to explain it better with another example. Let us take, and these questions are set in your JAMB very well. Okay, especially JAMB. They usually set questions on quadratic inequalities very well. All right, let us take another question. Okay, we didn't even do fractional inequalities. Wow. Still have a lot to do. We didn't do fractional inequalities. All right. Fractional inequality. So this is a question from the O3 School JAMB 1993, number 20, that borders on quadratic inequality. All right. So I'll try to take it slowly this time because I want you to get it right. Okay. No matter how tired I am, it is expected that what you get, whatever we are doing here, very right. All right. Please let me take another marker. My markers are failing. Okay. So please stay in the class. Oh, don't go and say I did not give you a break. Oh, I did not give you a break. Okay. So let us take another question from the app. This is a 1993 question, number 20. It is being displayed on your screen. 1993 question, number 20. Let's go. So now we have 1993. We're told to solve y squared minus 3y greater than what? Than 18. Okay, what do? Let us what? Put it in the form of a normal quadratic equation. So our y squared minus 3y, then minus 18 is greater than what? 0. Okay, let's look for our factors. Find two factors so that once you multiply them together, you're going to have minus 18. If you add them, I'm going to have minus 3y. Obviously, 6 and 3 will be our factor. 6 times 3 is 18. But which one will give us minus 3y? So let us find. So I'm going to have I'm going to have minus 6 and plus 3. Minus 6 plus 3 is what? Is minus 3. So we have gotten our factors. Now, so I'm going to have what's your y squared plus 3 y, okay, minus 6y minus 18 is greater than what? 0. Okay, so we can factorize y is common between these two. So I'm going to have y squared over y is y, then plus 3y over y is what? Is 3. Then minus 6 is common between these two. So I'm going to have what now? Minus 6y divided by 6 is y. Minus 6 into minus 18 is plus what? 3. Altogether, look at minus 18 over minus 6. Minus to cancel minus, turn to plus. 6 here 1, 6 here 3. That's having plus 3 inside. Then it's greater than 0. Okay? So now, let us now find our final critical values. So that what you pick one of these box and take the one at the terms outside. So y minus 6, okay? Then y plus 3 greater than 0. Are we together? So that is that. Now we have our point. So that means our value should be what? Would be what? Y minus 6 is equal to 0. That means that y is equal to 6. Or y minus what? Y plus 3 is equal to what? 0. That means y is what? Minus 3. So our values are what? 6 and minus 3. So on our line, if we draw, I'm going to have here minus 3 on this side. Here is 0. Here is 6. This part represents values of s that are less than minus 3. This one section represents what? Values of s. Okay? Imagine, let's say it's our quadratic what? We have drawn our graph. Okay? So we have this region here, we have this region here, we have this region here. Okay? So now this region represents values of s that are less than minus 3. This one represents values of s that are in between minus 3 and 6. This part represents values of s that are greater than 6. Okay? So let us test the values. Let us pick this point. From this point, a value that is less than minus 3 will be what? Minus 4. Abi? Minus 4 is less than minus 3. So let us put minus 4 into this equation now. If we are putting that, we are going to have put minus 4. I'm going to have minus 4 minus what? 6 minus 4 plus 3. Minus 4 minus 6 is what? Minus 10 into what? Minus 4 plus 3 is what? Is minus what? 1. Okay, minus 4 plus 3 is minus 1. Abi? Very correct. So minus 10 times minus 1 is what? Is plus 10. Because minus times minus will give you plus. So it's greater than 0. Abi? That means this point satisfies the inequality. Let us check also. Let us pick a value between minus 3 and 6. Let's pick 0. Okay? Let's pick 0. Somebody will say, why are we always picking 0? You can pick another value, just that is easier because 0 will give us a quick answer. Okay? So you can pick any value you like. So let us take 0. 0 minus 6 into 0 plus 3 greater than 0. Let us check if it is greater than 0. Okay? 0 minus 6 is what? Minus 6. 0 plus 3 is what? Plus 3. Minus times plus is what? Is minus. 6 times 3 is 18. I'm going to have minus 18. Is it greater than 0? No. Minus 18 is lesser than 0. So, yeah, put big no. Now test for a value that is greater than 6. Let's say 7, for example. Let's say 7. So now 7 minus 6 into 7 plus 3. 7 minus 6 is 1. 7 plus 3 is what? Is 10. 1 times 10 is what? Is 10. So is 10 greater than 0? Yes. So the values that satisfy this inequality are values of s that are less than minus 3 and values of s that are greater than 6. Okay? So s greater than 6. Okay? And then here, s what? Less than what? Minus what? 3. So if you want to combine your inequality, I'm going to have what now? Minus 3 less than x greater than what? 6. Greater than 6. Okay, but let us see how the question came. The answer came in what? In the solution. They say solve the inequality y squared minus 3y greater than 18. Let us look for this one first of all. Okay, not x, so it's y. So y is y is y. Okay, so this region represents values of y that are less than minus 3. This region represents values of y that are in between minus 3 and 6, while this region represents values of y that are greater than 6. Okay, so option A, let's look for y less than minus 3. That is this one and this one. Y less than minus 3, and then y greater than 6. Option B, very correct. Okay, so very, very easy. Just solve normally, quadratically, find your point, then test, and then pick the region. So I'll give you an assignment on this also. I'll give you an assignment on this, although not a straightforward question. You have to open the bracket in this case. Look at this question. X minus 3 into what? X minus 4 is less than or equals to 0. S minus 3, S minus 4 is less than or equals to 0. Let's answer that question. Now, that is that for that. So now that will take us next to number line. Let us quickly talk about number line. Okay, let's talk about number line. Number line. Number line. Number line. Number line. Okay, so what is number line? Number line is a pictorial representation of numbers in a straight line. That's what number line is. I want to be fast with this part. Let us finish on time. Number line. Okay, we say it's a what? It's a pictorial representation of numbers on a straight line. Okay, pictorial representation of numbers on a straight line. So, for example, it's a number line. Okay, in this case, we have something we call, we introduce those. We have already been introduced. What I didn't tell you, we have something we call street inequalities. Then we have the ones we call what? On street or weak inequalities. Okay? Okay. So among our inequality signs, we have the ones we call street inequalities. Okay? They know they bend. They know they are straightforward. It's either you are greater than or you are less than. They are very, very straight. So there's nothing like a greater than and equal to. No. Those ones, they are weak inequalities. The one that say that if you are not greater than, come up for here. If you are not less than, just go. Nothing like I'm less than and equal to, I'm greater than or equal to. So for that reason, we call what? Greater than and less than, we call them street inequalities. Okay? Why these ones that are called on street or weak inequalities are those ones will say they are greater than or less than and less than or what? Equal to. These ones are called weak inequalities. Weak inequalities. Okay? So, and usually when the inequality is street, okay, we represent it with an open dot. Open dot like this. We represent inequality on the number line with an open dot. But if the inequality is weak, represented with what? With a closed dot like this, thick, very thick dot like this. All right. So if the value satisfying the inequality, okay, is having what? A street inequality, then I'm going to have what? An open dot. If having what? A weak inequality, I'm going to use what? A thick dot. Let us see examples. Where did I write my number line? My number line questions. Okay, now we have one question here. Say, what is the value of x for which? Let us solve this. what is the value of x for which, what is the value of if I write this, write it, what's the value of x for which 1 over 2 into 1 minus x is less than what? 3. Okay, we're looking for this. Okay, so now what do we do? It's simple. Okay, so let us open the bracket. But how can we open this bracket? Let us even multiply through by 2. If you multiply this 10 by 2, multiply this 10 by 2, the bracket will be open. So I have to be smart. So you can say multiply through by 2. So I'm going to have 1 over 2 into 1 minus x multiplied by 2 is less than 3 times 2. 2 will cancel 2 here. So 1 minus x is less than 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, 1 minus x. Okay, sorry. Let's collect like them. Let's minus 1 go to that side. Minus s is less than 6 minus 1. Minus s is less than 6 minus 1 is what? 5. So multiply through by what? By minus. If you multiply this one by minus, sorry. Minus times minus s is plus x. Okay. Then minus times what? Remember the sign will change because we are multiplying through by a negative sign. Minus times minus 5 is, minus times plus 5 is what? It's minus 5. So x, you're not going to have s is greater than what? Minus 5. On your number line, this is how it will be. Okay, so this is what? Your 0. These ones are what? They are negative numbers. This one are positive numbers. This is what? Minus 5. Let's say, for example, yes, minus 5. Okay, so I'm going to draw up. I'm going to draw your circle because this is a strict inequality. It's showing that it's less than minus 5. Sorry, is it greater than? It's greater than minus 5. Sorry, not less than or minus 5. Greater than minus 5. Because it's a strict inequality, I'm going to write an open dot. I'm not going to close it. And then it's greater, it's going to go to the point to the right. Okay, so this is just simply our answer. All right, so this is the inequality represented in a number line. Okay, s greater than minus 5. Very, very easy. Let's see another one. Which of the following is the correct representation of the solution of inequality? By having another one, x. Another question here. We are giving x plus 4 less than or equal to 4x minus 2. Okay, so let us solve this and then represent it in the number line. Very easy. I'm doing this because of WAEC students mainly, but for JAMB students, in our next part of this class, we're going to talk about graphical inequalities. So it is good you have the knowledge of number line. All right. So that's why I don't exactly understand why JAMB removes it from the scheme of work or from the syllabus. Syllabus does not change. Okay, it does not change. It's only what some certain things inside that they say don't because they even expect you to know it. All right, that's why WAEC and JAMB syllabus are almost the same. They are almost the same. Now let us go. Let's solve this. Collect like terms. Let x go there. Let minus 2 come in. So I have 4 minus 2 is crossing turns to plus 2 greater than 4x. S is crossing turns to what? Minus x. You see the way I'm solving? This is something like a WAEC student or JAMB student in the hall. So I have 6 less than or equal to 4x minus s is what? 3x divided by 3 divided by 3. Okay, 3 here 1, 3 here 2. Okay, it means that 2, 3 will cancel 3. It means that 2 is what? Less than or equal to x. It means x is greater than or equal to what? 2. Abi, if 2 is less than or equal to x, doesn't that mean that x is greater than or equal to 2? Yes, so you draw your number line. Okay, this is 0, these are positive values. Okay, so if you go up, but it is a weak inequality in this case. So I'm going to represent it with a closed dot. Okay, and is it greater than? Yeah, it's greater than. So it will be pointing to the what? To the right. Simple as ABC. All right, so that is number line. That is number line. That's number line. So let us quickly go to what is it called now? System of inequalities. We have done splitting of inequalities. What is left? I've exhausted everything on this book. What is left? System of inequalities. Okay. Okay, so let us go to graphical representation of linear inequalities in 2 variables. Graphical representation. Let's go to graphical representation. Let's be fast with this and so that we can round up. Okay, graphical representation of graphical representation of linear inequalities in two variables. Okay, so this is another phase that is related to linear equation, okay? That's related to what linear equation, okay? So here, what we do when it comes to graph, what we do basically is that we use broken lines to represent strict inequalities. Okay, so if the inequality represented is what, either greater than or what, less than, okay, or less than, we use what, broken lines to represent the inequality. We use what, thick lines, okay, to represent what now? To represent weak or unstrict inequalities. That is, if it's what, less than, greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to, we use what, weak. Okay, we use what, thick lines, okay? We use thick lines, okay? We use thick lines to represent what, that inequality. All right, so now let us take an example. But what we always do here is that we use the linear equation equivalent of the inequality. We use the linear equation equivalent of the inequality to plot the straight line. Okay, to plot the straight line. We use the linear equivalence, okay, of the inequality to plot the straight line. I'll tell you what I mean by that sentence. Let us take an example. For example, we are told that what, number one, to say show the graphical region represented by the inequality by giving y less than 4x plus 2. Okay, so we say we are asked to show the graphical region represented by the inequality y is less than 4x plus what, plus 2. Okay, so what we do, we represent what, we find the what, the linear equivalent, the linear equation equivalent of this inequality. Okay, so you know, if it was a linear equivalent, if it was a linear equation, it would be y is equals to 4s plus 2. Okay, this is what we'll have easily done. Okay, so this is what we do whenever I want to solve draw the graph of an inequality. We look for what, for the linear equivalent of the inequality. So instead of this less than, we'll put equals to, and then we'll now find the points, so that I can be able to point the find the point and plot the graph on a straight line. So now we're having y is equals to 4s plus 2. Now we look for the 2 points. What is y? What is x when y is equals to 0, for example? If y is 0 in this equation, what will be x? Let us find x. 0, that means that what, here will be what, 0 is equals to what now? Our 4x plus 2. Okay? Because y is 0, we're looking for the value of x. So now 2 can come to this side, so that minus 2 is equals to 4x. Okay? Divide both sides by what? 4. Divide side by 4. 4 will cancel 4. 2 here 1, 2 here 2. That means that what now? X is equals to minus 1 over 2, or minus 0.5. Minus 0.5. Anyone you like. Now, what is the value of y when x is 0? When s is 0, what is the value of y? I'm going to have what now? Y is equals to 4, x is 0, abi? Then plus 2. 4 times 0 is what is 0. So y is what now? Only 2 here. So we have our points. We have our points for y when s is 0. We have our point for x when y is 0. So we can now draw our graph. Okay, hope you understand now. So what we do first of all is to find the linear equation equivalent of the inequality, so that I can be able to plot it on a straight line. That's what we did here. Instead of this inequality sign, we turned it to linear equation sign, and then was solved. Okay, to look for the value of x and and y. Now let us go. So let us draw the graph now. Very easy something. You know, in your graph, you have your x-axis, you have your y-axis, okay? So you have something like this. This is your y, this is what your x, okay? Now, they say when y is 0, x is what? Minus 0.5. When y is what? 0. This is when y is 0. Here is 0 now. Then x is what? Minus what? Minus 0.5. Because this side, there are negative values, okay? So we can just put our point there. Now, when x is 0, y is 2. When x is 0, they say y is what? Is positive 2. Okay? Now, is it what? A strict inequality or a weak inequality? you can see already here that's what it's a weak inequality. Okay, this is a less than sign. Because it's a weak inequality, I'm going to use broken lines to represent the inequality. And listen, if it is less than, we shade the region below the line. If it's greater than, we shade the region above the line. Is it less than or greater than? It's less than. So we shade this region. So it's this region that will satisfy this inequality. All right. So from minus 0.5 to 2. This side, this is the region that will satisfy this inequality. Becomes very, very, very easy. We'll shade below the line. All right. So please take note of that. So that's how we plot our graph. This knowledge will be very useful in the question we'll see from the O3 School JAMB now. So let us take another type of question, another way a question can be set on this. Number 2. Please, if you do not understand it, just take it back. There's no way I will teach you something you don't understand it. You will understand. Take it back and watch it again. You will understand what you are doing. So this one says, show graphically the region represented by x plus y is greater than 5. So the same thing we do. Let us be very fast with this now. So just say x. Find what is the linear equation equivalent? X plus y is equal to what? 5. Now when x is equal to 0, what is y? So 0 plus y is equal to 5. So y is what? It's 5. Okay. So when x is 0, y is what? Is 5. Now when y is 0, what is x? Y is 0 here. Okay, x will be what? 5. So x will also be 5. So we can draw our graph. When x is 0 here, y is what? Is 5 here. When y is 0 here, x is what? 5 here. Positive 5 or 5. Okay, so now is it what? A strict inequality or a weak inequality? It's a weak inequality, but it's greater than. Okay, so this is really our graph. Okay, but because it is greater than, we shade above, not below. Okay, so this is the region that will represent what is inequality, that will satisfy the inequality. Very simple, Abi. So let us go. Let's take another question. The question here says, show graphically the region represented by 2x plus y. Okay, just take that one as an example, please. Take that one as an example. Show graphically the region represented by the inequality 2x plus y greater than or equal to 8. Okay? Or let us solve it, Abi. Let us solve it. So that I not say I gave you less than equal to, I gave you greater than or equal to. So let us solve this. So let us find the linear equation equivalent. So 2x plus y will be what? Equals to 8. When x is 0, here will be 0. Here will turn to 0. Y will be what? Y will be 8. When y is what? 0. Here is 0. X will be what? 8 over 2. X will be 4. Somebody will say, how did I get it? No. Solve it now. This is 2x plus 0 is equal to 8. 2x, so we can forget it. Okay, plus 0. So I put plus 0 here. It is not necessary. So I'm going to say it's equal to 8. 2 over 2, divide both sides by 2 over 2. 2 cancel 2, 2 here 1, 2 here 4. So as a JAMB student, you have to be very fast and avoid mistakes. Be very careful and be very fast. Okay, so let us go because of time. So yeah, we're going to have what now? What are we going to have? So we have what? X, we have our values already. Y and what? X and what? And Y, we have our values. So what to do? We plot. When x was 0, we said y was what? Was 8. When x was what? Was 0. So when y was 0, we say x was what? Was 4. Now, this time, I'm going to use broken lines or thick line. I'm going to use what? A thick line, because it's because of what? This weak inequality represented. So we use a thick line instead of a broken line. Okay? And then I will shading above or below. Okay? You're having less than. So we shade what? Below what? The graph also. All right? So this region will be the region that will present our inequality. Okay, so let us go. Let us see this question. In the O3 School JAMB app, this is a 2000 question. Year 2000, number 33. Year 2000, number 33. You are given this question like this. Like this. All right. And then given this. First of all, if you see broken line, you know that it's a strict inequality. Okay, we have 0, 6. Here we have 0, 0 to show the origin, and then here are given 2, 0. All right. So now we are told to what? To look for the equation that satisfies what this inequality. Now we are given the point. The first, what have we doing since we have been giving us the equation. We are now looking for what? The point, so that we can plot the graph. Now they're giving us the graph. They're giving us the points. Okay, the values of x and y. We are told to look for the equation now. So what do we do is very, very simple also. So what we do, we proceed. We can name this one your what? Your x1, this one your y1, then this one your x2, this one your y2. Okay? Anyway you like it, you can call this one x1 or call this one s. And if you call this one s1 or this one s1, you are still going to be correct. So let us go. What do we do now? Let's go. You know that what our equation of a straight line, this is a straight line B. Our equation of a straight line is what? Y is equal to what? Mx plus c. So we do not know our what? Our gradient here, our m. All right. We know our intercept on the y-axis to be 6, but we do not know our gradient. So we need to find our gradient. How do we find our gradient? Gradient m is change in y, is dy over ds. Dy over ds. Or the one you call change in y over change in what? S. That's our gradient. So that means that what? Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So let us solve. What's our y2 here? Our y2 is 6. What's our y1? Our y1 is 0. Over what's our x2? x2 is 0. What's our x1? x1 is 2. Okay, so I'm going to have what now? 6 minus 0 is what? 6. 0 minus 2 is what? Minus 2. So I'm going to have 6 divided by minus 2 is what? Minus 3. So we know our what? Our gradient now. So that our m, this is our m is minus 3. So now let us put it into this equation. Y is equal to mx plus c. That means y is equal to minus 3x plus what? Our intercept on the y-axis is what? Is 6. Okay, our intercept on the y-axis is 6. So I'm going to have what? 6. Okay, this is our what? Our equation. All right. Now, but then we are not done. Okay, this question is not complete. This part was shaded. Okay, this part was shaded. Okay, this part was shaded. So for this part to be shaded, it means that what? It is what? First of all, what the important things that we know here is that, first of all, because of this broken line, it is a strict inequality. Strict inequality is either less than or what? Greater than. Okay, it's either greater than or less than. Okay, now that's the first thing that we know. And because it's not a thick line, we know that it is not a weak inequality. Okay, so now what do we do? How do we know whether it is less than or it is greater than? Is the region shaded above or under? It was shaded under. So it shows that what? It is less than. Okay, for less than, the region below is what is shaded. For greater than, the region above is shaded. Okay, so that we can simply change this equation to what now? To less than minus 3x plus 6. Okay, to be the solution of our inequality. Very simple. All right, so if you do not understand, also take it backward and solve to become easy for you. Okay, should I give you one assignment? Let me give you one assignment. Okay, I don't think I have any assignment for you under this. All right, so let us go to the last part of this class, which is the system of inequalities. Okay, on that graph also, then look at for system of inequalities. Okay, so the solution to a system of linear inequalities in two variables, okay, is the region of intersection of all the equations involved. Okay, system of inequalities, the solution of a system of inequalities, of a system of linear inequalities, a system of inequalities. And we say that the solution of a system of linear inequalities, okay, is the point of intersection of all the equations involved. Okay, the point of intersection of all the equations involved is the solution, okay, of what? Of a system of linear inequalities. Okay, so before we do this, before I take an example of that, there's a question I wanted to do. So let me just quickly do that question. Okay, yes. 2000 number 17 from the O3 School JAMB app. 2000 number 17. Okay, so we're given a question. They say the solution of a simultaneous inequalities 2x minus 2 less than or equal to y, and then 2y minus 2 less than or equal to what? X is represented by, we're told to what? To find the what? The graph, okay? We're told to what? To find the graph. Which one represents this inequality, okay? So what we do is very simple. For this first one, this is an assignment for you. So look for the values of what? Of x when y is 0, okay? Then of y when x is what? 0. For this one, plot it. Draw your graph. Plot it. If the answer is 1, let's say 1 and 2, okay, plot it, okay? If because it's a weak inequality, so you already know it's a thick line. Okay, look for the values of x when y is 0 for this one. Look for the values of what? Y when x is what? Is 0 for this one also. Okay, so let's say it's, for example, 3 and 2. Okay, so draw it. Okay, it's a weak inequality also. Then what? Find the region that satisfies the inequality. So you shade. If it's what? Less than, if it's greater than, you know the regions to shade. So shade them and then look at the one that corresponds to what? To your answer or to the option in this question. Very simple. So now let us go to system of linear inequalities. So we say that the solution to a system of linear inequality is the point of intersection of all the equations involved. Let us see a question from the O3 School JAMB app to buttress this. Okay, yes, 2001 number 9. 2001 number 9. I'm giving the question. It's been shown on your screen right now. So I'm going to have this like this, this like this. Okay, so one goes like this. Okay, then another one goes like this. Okay, yes, supposed to be like this. Okay, so yes minus 2, for example, and then yes minus 1, then yes what? 1. Okay, so they say 2y minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. Then here they say y plus 2x plus 2 is equal to 0. Okay, so now let us go. Sorry, yes minus 1, yes what? Minus 2. All right, so now this is what we have from the question on the board. Now, obviously, they say this triangle P, yes P, triangle S, yes S, triangle T, yes T. They say triangle PST is the solution of the linear inequality. So we have a set of linear inequalities here, and this triangle SPT or PST is the solution to this to this system of inequality. So in system of inequalities, we're having more than two inequalities coming together. All right. So now the point of intersection of all of the equations involved in the system is the solution. So that's why I'm saying this triangle gives us that solution, because there's a point of intersection here. Okay, there's a point of intersection here. All right. So now for this first line, let us consider this first line. Okay, then we'll have another line here. Then we'll now have this triangle here. Okay, now this triangle. So that those are the three things we are considering. Okay, now the lower region of this line, of this line here, okay, is is represented in is satisfying this inequality, the lower region. Okay, so for that reason, first of all, number 1, it is a thick line. Is it not a thick line? It's a thick line. So for that, we know that is either greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. First of all, number 1. Also for this line, it's either greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. All right. So now for this first line, since you know that the lower region is satisfying the inequality, the first equation is 2y minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. Okay. So instead of equal to, what do we do? Instead of inequality sign, we're putting equal to before. So instead of equal to, we put inequality sign back also. Okay. So now for here, since the lower region is presented, I'm going to have now? Less than. I'm going to have 2y minus x minus 2 less than or equals to 0. So this is our first solution, number 1. Now for this one also, lower region, y plus 2x plus 2, okay, is equals to 0. So we put our weak inequality. So y plus 2x plus 2 less than or equals to 0. So this is our second solution. Now, this triangle SPT, okay, as you can see very vividly, is above what the y-axis. It's above the y-axis. For that reason, it means that what y is greater than or equals to what 0. Okay, y is greater than or equal to 0. It is above the x-axis, so above the y-axis. Also, this triangle SPT is on the negative side of the x-axis. Okay, so for that reason, we also say that x is what less than or equals to what 0. So this is our third solution. This is our fourth solution. Okay, y is greater than or equal to 0 because it is above the what is on the what positive side of the what of the y-axis, and s is less than or equal to what 0 because what it is what on the negative side of the x-axis. So that is here. What year is that? 2001, number 9. Okay, so correct answer there will be option C. Will be option C. Y is greater than 0, s is less than or equals to what 0. Okay, so it has been a very, very long class. There are so many questions on the app. Just search for them and solve. Do justice to all of them, and you see yourself doing very, very, very better. All right, my name is Master T. I'm tired and I'm leaving. So you cannot say you do not like this video or share it to be wickedness. Thank you for joining me.